Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Your Disabled Joy. My name is Nico and I use he, him pronouns. I'm a white man with parted blonde hair, large blue and brown spectacles, a black headset over my head, and I'm wearing a white and blue checkered button-up t-shirt. I'm seated indoors in front of two bookcases and a purple wall. And like about 25% of the US population, I'm disabled. Non-disabled people might see our lives as pitiful, sad, tragic, but I don't know, guys. I've been disabled a pretty long time now, and I think there's also room for disabled joy. But our community has as many members as it has opinions, which is why I've asked my friend Catarina here with me today to talk about disabled joy. Catarina, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Nico. And I was so excited to start this conversation with you that I forgot to do my visual description, which I always do. So I always need to do it. So let me do that now as well. I'm a light-skinned Latina woman. I have dark brown hair that I'm wearing in a bun today. I have glasses with a dark brown frame. I'm wearing silver hoop earrings and an orange short sleeve kind of sweater with a scoop neck. Behind me is a living room with 3 windows and white walls and some couches.
Absolutely. Catarina, could you share a joyful memory with us? It could have to do with your disability, or it could be totally separate. Either is valid.
I was thinking about a memory of salsa dancing. Some of my best memories are of dancing because I feel so free and in the moment. I tend to ruminate and have some anxiety. So when I'm dancing and I can just be lost outside is my favorite, dancing outside, hearing the music, connecting with people. And especially if I'm dancing with good partners, then I feel amazing. And one memory that I kind of called up was dancing in Montreal. This was my first trip that I ever took completely by myself, not to visit a friend, not with anyone with me. I decided to go to Montreal for a few days and be completely independent. I found out about the salsa dancing scene. I went to this outdoor event with it had little lights everywhere. I came with my cane, and that was really important to me to prove to myself that I can travel on my own if I want to and have a great time. I made some, I found a way. I connected with people and I got on the dance floor.
That's remarkable. That sounds so cool. And Montreal is a fantastic place as well. I went myself one year. Thank you so much. That's fantastic. How has your disability or your diagnostic journey kind of impacted how you seek joy and how you find happiness?
I'm deafblind. I wear hearing aids and I have a reduced visual field due to Usher syndrome. So I think when a lot of people, we'll talk later, I think, about what non-disabled people think, but how being deafblind has influenced me pursuing joy and happiness. I just feel that because I was diagnosed at 17, I made a lot of major life decisions after that. And I made them in a way that was all about pursuing purpose. Because I think that I really, learning about my disability, I think in the beginning, I had a deadline of, I need to do these things before my blindness gets to this point. And that was before I had this understanding of disability pride that I have now. And like the way that I think about blindness now is different. But earlier in my life, I felt like I have to make everything count. I have to make this matter. I only want to be doing work that I care about. And so I think there may have been multiple reasons why I approached life this way, but disability was one of them. I moved to New York City. I gave up driving before I needed to. I started my career in education. That was really important to me. Then I shifted to public health and food justice. I quit my job at 25 to start a community health program. I was very unafraid to pursue what I thought was right for me at the time. And that was a wonderful journey to just follow what I was learning and what I was interested in. So after being in public health for a long time, and working in the nonprofit sector, now I have my own business and I focus on disability awareness and inclusion, as well as travel and focusing on inclusive travel through my content creation. So that's been very exciting. And I don't know if I would have been as fearless or as purpose driven without what my disability experience gave me.
Thank you so much. That really sounds like a journey. And I love following all the things you're doing on LinkedIn and Instagram as well. Fantastic. Catarina, if I gave you a magic megaphone, right, and you could shout to the rest of the world, what one thing would you want them to know about disabled life or disabled quality of life?
Well, first of all, there are a lot of assumptions that disabled people are not living good lives. And this is so harmful to us because it impacts, for example, medical decisions about our care. It impacts how we're seen in the media. And I would love to see disabled models being shown as beautiful and dynamic in the same way that we see non-disabled models portrayed. But people just need to know that we can live good lives. We also need the support of the world in doing so. It is very hard to fight against a system that doesn't include you. It is very hard to travel in the way that you want to when, for example, for me, there aren't sidewalks everywhere, or there aren't street lights that help me cross, or people are not used to blindness and are grabbing me and thinking that I can't navigate independently. So a lot of what is difficult about our lives comes from the lack of accessibility, the lack of awareness in our world, and not from our disability itself. So that is something I really want everyone to always know. We need to stop focusing on fixing, curing, or removing disability and focus on accessibility and inclusion in our world. I also think it's important to acknowledge that disabled people don't all feel the same way about their disability. I'm very proud. I'm very confident in who I am. And I know that other people might struggle more. And it's important to acknowledge that and validate that it's okay to feel how you feel specifically.
I appreciate that, Catarina. Thank you so much. I appreciate that because better accessibility benefits not only disabled people, but non-disabled people as well. Things like ramps or captions for movies and Zoom calls such as this, for example. Fantastic. Thank you. My last planned question is one that I ask all my guests, regardless of project. Is there a recent win that you're celebrating that you'd want to name so that we can celebrate it along with you? Or, barring that, do you have any cool projects coming up? What's in your pipeline? And finally, if you're open to connecting, where can people find you online? This is your chance to really promote yourself, to brag about yourself. So I'm all ears. Promote yourself, please.
Thank you. Okay, so your question about what's coming up, what's exciting. I am thrilled about a partnership that I recently did with New York City's Tourism Board. So New York City invited me to go as a creator and spend 5 days in New York City to showcase what it's like to travel there, to talk about accessibility. I have not posted the content yet, but I will be coming out with a video that shows my whole trip. And I'll also have a LinkedIn post. This is really exciting to me because when we look at the travel space, we don't see enough talk about accessible and inclusive travel and the fact that disabled people do travel and want to travel. We want to be able to do more within travel. So I love to show myself as a traveler and tell my story, provide that representation. So for a big city like New York to invite me and pay me to do a partnership with them is a huge deal. And I'm looking forward to hopefully many more partnerships with other destinations in the future. If people want to stay in contact with me, if you want to be in contact with me, my main platforms are Instagram, where I'm at Blindish Latina. So Blindish Latina on Instagram, and then on LinkedIn, you can find me easily with my name, Catarina Rivera. And I'm actually one of the 12 top disability, or I'm doing, it's LinkedIn Top Voices in Disability Advocacy. I'm on that list for last year, which is very exciting and humbling. And I really do love the platform. I think that LinkedIn is a place where meaningful conversations are happening. And I think it's a really friendly platform compared to others. So I love LinkedIn. Otherwise, if you want to join my newsletter on my website, you can join it, catarinarivera.com, or I have it on my link tree as well on LinkedIn, and not on LinkedIn, on Instagram. I send out a weekly newsletter. So thank you again for having me.
Of course. Thank you for sitting down with me. I've had a great time doing all these interviews. One thing I've learned is that disabled people, despite all of our wonderful variability, all have one thing in common. We're remarkably busy. So thank you for finding the time to talk with me tonight. All right, audience, tune in next time. And remember, I'm rooting for you.